Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So one of my subscribers asked for a tutorial on how to make a V-shaped turban cap. So that is what we'll be doing on today's video, and if that is also something you are interested in, kindly keep on watching. Make sure you subscribe, you like, and you share to others that you thought might need it. Let's get started. So for our V-Base Turban cap, we'll be needing our fabric. This fabric is raw silk fabric. So you cut the length, which is the head circumference, on the stretchy part of the material. That is where you are going to cut your head circumference part from. So for this measurement, I use 15 inches for the V base, for the one we are going to use to create the V, 15 inches for the length, 10 inches for the width. I cut it in two places. Then for the turban cap, the length, which is also the head circumference, I use 22 inches. You know, this fabric stretches, that's why I use 22. For the width, I use 14 inches for the width. You can increase this measurement to the size of your client or to the size of your own head. So the next will be on our sewing machine. So on our sewing machine, I measure 1 inches, then I fold the fabric with that 1 inch. I fold the fabric inward with 1 inches. So after folding it, then I will sew it down. Then after sewing it down, then that will stand as our first pleat. It will stand as our first pleat. For the second pleat, you just push it forward this way, as if you are using the next pleat to cover, just to cover the sewing of the second pleat. You understand? So you just pleat it forward just to cover the sewing of our next pleat. So then you sew it down forward. If you watch this my previous video that I uploaded, the padded turban, you will get what I'm saying here, because I also did V-base for that one too, and it's just the same step, the same process. The only difference is that one is not a cap, it is made together with the padded turban, but this one is a turban cap. You just be repeating the same process you are doing until you get to the pleats you want. Here I created 5 pleats, just as you see me do here. I created 5 pleats. What I do for the first one, I'll do it for the second one too. Just the same process, just like you repeating the same process. So here I've created the pleats on both of the fabric that I mentioned earlier. So now to create our V base, we are going to cross it. Then to cross it, you are going to measure the head circumference. You know, for the cap I use 22. So here also I will have to use 22. 22 divided by 2, that gives us 11. So I measured 11 outward. I measured 11 on each side. So that place that I mark is where the 11 laps. So then that's where I cross the V shape. Then after crossing it, I'll just use my pin to hold it. After crossing it, you can remeasure the remaining one and make sure it is 11 on both sides, so that it will not be short from your fabric, except you want to put undo to it. So that place that I pin, or this place that I'm chalking rather, you just sew it. It's only that middle you are going to sew. You just sew that middle, you sew it down like this as I'm demonstrating here. You just sew it down that way. So after sewing it down, when you want to sew it, make sure that place is very firm. If you have watched to this point, kindly subscribe, give me a thumbs up, watch my video. You guys used to fast forward my video. I don't know why. If you fast forward the video, how do you want to understand all the steps that I did? Take your time and watch a video finish before, so that you'll be able to understand. You understand? So any mistake that I make, you will not make it when doing your own. So after sewing it, I will just trim off the excess, so that back and that middle part will not be bulky. So the next thing for us to do now is to take the material for the cap. You fold it into 2, then you give it a notch. Then you now pin it down. You are going to pin it down at the center to center at that V base. You are going to pin it down, and you make sure your sewing, or your pinning rather, cover the last sewing of your pleat, because we don't want that last sewing to be showing. So you make sure your sewing cover the last sewing of that V, of the V that we created earlier. So you are going to sew above the last sewing on your pleat. After sewing, you trim it off where necessary. Any place that needs trimming, you trim it off. You understand? Then look at it. You can see that you cannot see any thread there, this part also that we just finished sewing, we are going to trim it so that the front will not be too bulky. After trimming, you can whip yours, you whip it. I'm just doing this for the sake of this video. Then we fold it together before the mouth, the two mouths will join it together. Then you measure the edge circumference of your client or your own edge circumference so that you know where you are going to sew it from. So after measuring the edge circumference, we are going to, here I think I used 10.5 inches. You know, the fabric stretches. I said I want to use 11, but since the fabric stretches a lot, so I was like, let me use 10.5 so that it will not be too big on the person's head, to be firm. So then you just sew it straight. And for the back drop, here I use 12. You can use 14, you can use 16, depending on how full you want the back to be. So after that, I just sew everything, then I trim off any excess that there is. The next thing now is to take our needle and thread and create our gathers. Turban cap is as easy as that. You create your gather. So yeah, I'll be showing you 2 steps on how you can create this gather. The first step is this one that you use your needle and thread to create at the back, and the second one will be on our machine. Both of them give the same look at the back, give the same effects. It's just your preference that matters. It's your preference that matters. So while you are using your needle and thread, make sure you go through it like 2 to 3 times so that it will be firm and your thread will not cut off. And when tacking, tack it like 2 to 3 times also for it to be firm. So yeah, I finished tacking. I'm just turning it inside out for you guys to see the way it looks. So here is it. That's the back. You can see the back. You can see the zigzag effect at the back. You can see how neat it is. See the back. Then the front also, that's the V-base. See how neat everything is. So now this is the second step you can use to create that pleat at the back. I loosen the needle and thread gather, then I will use my machine just as if I'm pleating this towards me, just as if we are creating a pleat towards you. As simple as that. It will give the same look that the needle and thread gives, but I also prefer this because this lasts longer than the needle and thread, because your thread can cut at any time. It can get weakened and cut, but you sewing it down, this cannot cut. It cannot even rip off, you understand? So you can set the back also. Like I said, it gives the same look at the back, same effect, just different ways of doing. If you have watched to this point, kindly make sure you give me a thumbs up, you like, you share. If you have any question, ask me in the comment section. So our turban cap is ready. Thank you so much for watching.